Oh. Good morning. We just, as we pushed the live button, got a feed of France. So we're going to be quiet because we're going to be watching it. But good morning to those of you who are watching.
Well, that was, I think, their first take of their second rehearsal.
Did it say second in the corner? Did you notice?
Oh,
okay.
I think it did, yeah.
All right, so we got a tiny dose of that. Yeah, I don't know what it is about these first rehearsals of the day.
Maybe they're just, the organisers are taking their time, like we do.
Well, but I don't. Maybe that's like they consider the first one a test for the online stream. Anyway, possibly. Whatever. Let's say hello to you. Buongiorno, Samuele. Samuele, we're going to be seeing you later today, and that's very exciting. Hi to Bubble Pirate. Nice to see you again. Good morning. I cannot read Cyrillic, so I do not know.
Neither can I, I'm afraid.
I do not know how to pronounce your name. But good morning to you.
I recognise this person from our live the other day, so welcome back.
Okay, welcome back. So yes, we just as we turned on the stream, we started to see France through our screens, but it was probably a grand total of 15 seconds.
Yep.
So we'll have to wait until there are further developments. But obviously today we're seeing the second rehearsals of the Big Five, and what a year to be excited about that, because there's a lot of contenders in the Big Five.
There are. I mean, they've really stepped up their game this year, I think. Pretty much, like when I look at a country like the UK or Spain and look at what they've sent previously to how they're doing things now with their selection process, with the song and their artist, it does seem like a big step up from previous years, for sure.
Totally. And I don't even have to ask you who you're most excited to see today, of course.
It's very obvious, the spaceman himself. But I am also excited to see all of the other, Big Five as well.
Okay. Good morning to Franco. Nice to see you again. Giulio, I have not had... Well, I have had a good Italian coffee. I had it yesterday. I have not had a coffee yet, but that might be something I do around midday. Okay. So your name's Dan, which is very easy. Easy for us. Good morning to Georgios. Nice to see you again. Rye Bailey loves France. Let us know who you are most excited to see today, to see the clips of today. Again, it is a pretty good year for the Big Five. There's lots to be excited about. I think, when it comes to, let's say, Spain in particular, we know more or less what we're going to be getting, because we've seen the performance executed many times. It is possible that there's a surprise that we have not seen.
Exactly. We'll just have to wait and see.
Exactly.
But I think with all and with France as well, from what I've seen on the TikTok clip, it seems very similar to the national final. So I feel like it's just the UK, Germany and Italy that might be bringing something different. Obviously with, the UK, we didn't have a national final, so we've only seen sort of performances on like a TV show or in pre-parties, and obviously they don't have a big staging like the photos we've seen of his rehearsal, so I'll be excited to see how that's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. We do still have a lot of questions despite that. Good morning to HCD. Florian, what are your thoughts on Rai hosting this year? We've been waiting for an Italian win for a long time. It has been a long time coming. I think the question may or may not have come from some of the challenges that have been faced lately. But nonetheless, I think we at least have a respect for the professionals that worked on this, the entire year leading up to now. It's unfortunate that some things haven't come together, but I think at the end of the day, it's still going to be a great show.
Of course.
I have no worries about how the show is actually going to end up.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be an incredible thing to watch live.
Jojo saying, I have a question. Most people think Germany will come last in the final. Is there a country that you think could qualify and come last? Potentially. It's hard to say, because it has been, for many of the most recent years, one of the pre-qualified countries that has ended up coming last. And, it's the UK. Well, they're 2 for 2. And so because Germany appears to be the outlier of this year's Big Five in terms of quality, kind of going the opposite way as it usually is, I understand why that may be the case. But I don't know. I think it's definitely possible that people could respond to what Germany's bringing as well. I don't see it getting out of the bottom five.
Yeah, me neither.
But potentially it might avoid last place.
I think it depending on who qualifies, yes, it could avoid last place, but not by much, I don't think.
And so for Georgios, do you have an idea of who could, it's so hard to say because we're always thinking of qualifiers, right?
Yeah. And I guess if you're thinking of a song that's going to finish last, then in my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe then that song wouldn't even qualify.
I guess it would have
going to be of that quality, then it would be stuck in the semi.
Yeah, the thing that I'm thinking about is how we often see, well, not always, but there can sometimes be vastly different voting between the semifinals and the finals, and that suggests that there's a different audience. Obviously, the audience for the final is much bigger. So maybe if there's something that appeals more to the diehard fans that doesn't really get a lot of jury love, but then when it comes to the actual final, those diehard fans are voting for other things, like maybe
I could see that being a possibility, because I think because obviously a lot of people that are going to be watching the live shows will be just the casual viewer that haven't heard these songs before, that don't follow everything in detail like we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I actually think
Olympic Song Contest, we're seeing the loop right now. We did see a small teaser, let's call it that, of France. Rye Bailey says the UK is his second place. Samuel is really excited about Spain, other than Italy. Oh, okay. So in addition to Italy, you're most excited about Spain. Olympic Song Contest wants a top 5 finish for France. Do we think that is going to happen?
I could see this being top 10, maybe kind of lower top 10 or somewhere on the left side of the scoreboard, but maybe not top 5. Yeah,
this is one of the coolest songs that we've had at Eurovision, I think.
Yeah, and one of the coolest stagings from what I've seen.
Yeah, I think the concern is that we have seen not too many refined performances and not too many the national final performance was a bit messy and scattered. So I think that there are a few things working against France, but I think that there's still a lot of love for the song, and it's not. I don't think it would get a low score.
I think
unless it was like, let's say, even more chaotic and not well performed, then who knows? Maybe they could end up in the bottom 5 too.
I mean, I'm wondering how the juries would respond to a song like France, because I think the televoters I could see kind of really digging this, but jury voters I'm not sure, so that could possibly bring them down.
Dan is saying, I'm excited to see more or less a full picture of Italy's performance. Hope that Blanco will join us today. I haven't heard any news about whether or not he'll be present. I know that obviously he wasn't there for the first rehearsal. I hope that he is, because you
need to rehearse.
You do, and I mean, not to mention a particularly notable act who was not present for the rehearsals last year, and how that might have affected that. We have just now the loop has been turned off, and we are seeing the arena. So we'll let you know if we start to see some performances. And so it seems like the first take was not broadcast to us. Yeah, and they're starting the second one right now. Where's my water? Can you fetch me my water?
Not loving the camera.
Disco présenti con me cosa furie. Really staying no day and day will be shorter. Disco présenti con me cosa furie. Really staying no day and day will be shorter. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Non saremo non c'è una mano. Non c'è un tosso, non saremo non c'è una Dispo, grès antiguale, et danse.
I like
Right.
that ending.
Yeah, yeah.
The camera work does not do this justice.
Yeah, I think it's an improvement, I would say.
Oh yeah.
But it still feels quite scattered to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think watching that now, I think that this certainly has televote appeal.
Definitely.
I don't know if it's a televote heavyweight, but it definitely has a televote appeal.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that it will have some jury appeal as well.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily, the kind of song that is typically negated or just not appreciated
Yeah.
by. We don't really have many songs like this. I think
Yeah.
the closest that most people would think of would be "Go Away" from last year.
Yeah. And obviously that did well on the jury vote.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people point out the difference because it was
Yeah.
second in the televote, but ninth in the jury was pretty
Exactly.
good. I don't think that this would get that high, but I don't think it's a write-off necessarily
No.
when it comes to
I still
the
see
juries.
this doing well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, conceptually, again, it's really the same idea that we saw at the national selection. We got those colors, the black and green. We haven't yet seen the pyro, of course, because they
Yeah.
usually save that for the last take. But as you said, vocally, it seems to be better.
Oh yeah, the vocals, I think, because in the national final, I think the vocals were a bit off in places. So
Mhm.
I thought the three girls of IS sounded really good on stage, and Alban sounded great on stage
Yeah.
too, I thought.
Yeah, totally.
I think in general, all of them on stage looked great, and the way they were kind of moving and interacting with the props and everything going on
Mhm.
was good. I just felt it wasn't captured in the best way it could have been by the cameras.
Yeah, and I feel like they could because there's some movement on stage. Well, there's quite a bit of movement on stage, but there's a lot of movement with the camera, and I
Yeah.
feel like maybe they could cut down on one of the two. Like if it's
Mhm.
having dynamic camera work, obviously works for a
Yeah.
song like this, but I feel like they should either keep Ahas in kind of a smaller zone
Mhm.
and do the camera work, like have the camera work around them,
Mhm.
and maybe even do, as I was saying the other day, like some tableau stuff with.
Oh yeah,
and they're kind of doing that, but it's just not framed very
it's
well.
not executed in the best way.
Yeah. But anyway, what are you saying here? Good morning to Atticus from Benidorm. Hola. Frederic asking France winners. I don't think so,
No.
sadly. I do really like this song. This
Me
is one of
too,
my
yeah.
favorites from the year. I don't think it has the finesse and the well-roundedness of some other performances that we see this year. Oh, let me take over for a moment. I just want to
Yeah.
plug in my laptop. Oopsie.
Let's see. So we have Samuele saying, I see France on the left side of the scoreboard. I can see that too. I think probably lower half of the left-hand side of the scoreboard, but I could see them reaching there, yes. Yesia Magaga, good morning to you. Welcome back. Samuele, the UK is surely top 10 material. I personally think it is. Let's see if the televoters and the juries think the same as me. Georgios is happy that France brought their dance with them. Yes, we do see the kind of the backing dance on stage with Alvin and Ayers doing their thing, which is nice to see. What do you think of the dancer?
I feel like I like how she's a part of the atmosphere, and I think that she kind of does a lot of the visual storytelling of the song. You know, the woman being liberated and dancing with the devil. I'm going to be honest, I don't know the full story of the song, but I dig it at the very least. Yeah, so that seems to be what her role is there. But again, because there's a lot going on, I feel like there was probably a more succinct way of integrating all this and not necessarily getting rid of her, but even just positioning her in a different way. Hello to Tuna Hen once again. Nice to see you. What else are you saying? A Bubble Pirate needs a coffee now. Rob Bailey. They do sound good.
They do.
Oh, I think we're hearing Alvin doing some drumming. Bubble Pirate. You see Matt Gaga. I think France will be around top 15 in the jury and top 10 in the televote.
I could see that.
Yeah, potentially. I think obviously it depends on who makes it to the final.
Exactly.
To begin with, anyway.
And also where they're performing and who's around them could have some impact.
Yeah, and then another thing too, I feel like I get why they're using dry ice, a bit of fog. I feel like, maybe they could do without it and get that nice contrast, because what happens is it washes out the image, right? You don't get quite as much of the deep blacks. And I feel like if they were to do it in a way that they do sometimes, where it's just on the stage, like it's there very low.
That would look better.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of having the smoke in this performance. I think it does fit in with the style of the song and the performance, but maybe just less of it or elsewhere.
But one thing that's really cool is that the way that they're using the sun, even on the side that it is, I don't know if they're doing that through projections or if it's that the lights that are equipped to the sun can actually reveal a pattern, which is not something that I think we've seen yet from any country. So I think that's an effective use of the black hole sun, if you want to call it that. Abigail thinks that they can do a top 5. Oh, we're seeing Spain's postcard. Not sure what that is about, because that was the second tape, right?
That's what it said on the screen.
Yeah.
Unless they're playing Spain by mistake.
Yeah, or maybe there
was a few issues with the postcards.
And maybe they're just testing it for some reason. It might be intentional. Jonathan says Tanchugueiras vibes, and I like. We were jamming to Tanchugueiras last night. Yeah, Figa.
But that wasn't their Benidorm song, was it?
No, it wasn't. But a good tune. Okay, so it is France, and now they're doing their third take. We've got the fire in this take.
I like the fire.
Oh, a lot of fire.
Camera-wise, but...
It's like, I know what they're going for when it comes to the camera choices, but I just feel like to do it in this kind of environment it's hard to execute in the right way. We do get some nice overhead shots with the projection on the floor. Some integration of the waterfall, which is cool to see, kind of like water and fire.
That one's really great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very happy that we're seeing a pretty solid vocal performance from all of them.
Staging does it really cool.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Did he get a neck tattoo recently, or do you think that's temporary?
I don't know. I don't think I've noticed it before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible. Maybe I just have never noticed it. But yeah, you know, I do feel good about this.
Me too.
Again, there is some reluctance to, because it seems that there are a lot of fans of the song, which is great, and that could be very telling of a potentially good, a potentially strong televote score. Again, because it's not really as well rounded as it could be. I do have some reservations about just how far this could go, but I'm quite happy. Frederic is hoping for a top 5 for their country. Let us know where you're from in France. Nicola saying, Sasha Jean-Baptiste said she would have loved to do the staging for Soldi if she would have had the opportunity. Do you think that would have helped him win?
I don't think there was any stopping Duncan Lawrence, in my opinion.
It's a good, I mean, yeah, like so Soldi is my favorite Eurovision song of all time. That year, however, I think I was definitely very happy for Duncan to win, and I wanted Duncan to win, the Netherlands to win, based on what I saw. And that isn't to say that Soldi's staging was bad, but it was maybe just a little bit
simplistic.
Yeah. For when seeing what was done from other countries that year, it didn't have the wow factor that a number of other entries had. You know, especially considering the Netherlands, Australia, huge wow factor, right? But I mean, it would be very interesting to see what her take on Soldi would be, because she is very, very technical, and the movements are very highly choreographed. She uses a lot of complex camera work. It would be very fitting. Maybe having seen so many performances now since then, it might have felt a little too Swedish, a little too Melfest, but it could have looked good.
There could have been potential, yes.
Yeah. What else are you guys saying? Yeah, Samuel, if you don't want me to tell you things, then don't ask it you have my number. What are you doing? Anyway, it seems like there's some rumors and stuff going on in there, so I'll leave it there. After this is supposed to be Italy, supposedly. Do you have the schedule?
Yeah.
So yes, Robbie's saying the vocals are sounding good. Yeah, I think we both agree that it's an overall stronger vocal performance.
So Italy should be coming up soon.
That's 10:25, and it is 10:30. Okay, so yes.
Maybe I'll go off and come in again.
Who's excited to see Italy? Let us know. Bubble Pirate asking, has Austria also rehearsed today? No.
Nope. Austria have finished their 2 rehearsals, and we won't see them again until the family show's the first one to come for the semi-final.
Jury rehearsal.
Oh yeah.
what was I thinking? Let us know if you're excited for Italy, but also with Austria. So I know that in some years in the past, occasionally, if things didn't go well technically for some performers, then they have allowed a third rehearsal, but that's not the case this year.
I didn't know that.
It was, I believe that was the case in Tel Aviv.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember reading articles about, I think it was Malta, the Netherlands, and a few others who their projects just were not.
Oh yeah,
happening.
I think it happened with Portugal as well.
Oh,
I seem to remember. Now you mention it.
Oh, it's fun. On the wrong account. I love Mary Alto.
Please explain.
Question for Twan: how many Stan accounts do you have, and which ones should we be concerned about? Pulled up the same one again. Sergio Sagreiro saying, I think this year the winner may not be first on the jury or televote. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
it could be another compromise winner. I mean, last year we saw a winner who topped the televote at the very least. And I mean, it does seem to be more of a rare case that we get a unanimous winner. Because since they showed the split system in the way that it is an individual set of 12 points, it's only been 2017, right?
That was both and both.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going, are you going to include like 2009, 2010?
No, but what I'm saying is because since 2016, the split system is a separate set of 12 points. Yeah.
So in that case, it's only been 2017. So
how about that?
Could this year be the year to change that?
It is indeed a buy bracelet. And Guapetón. Gracias. Also, speaking of Spanish, I got this at Rotunda Warning in Madrid when I was there about 4 years ago. It was I don't know. I like having little things that kind of show buyness, because one of the issues for bi folks is visibility, because you can't. It's difficult to look at someone and say, that's a bi person, right? This is my only one, and it's sarcastic, right? It's your only one. Ry Bailey is not a fan of Italy. Good morning to Simple Things. Hello to Gianmarco. This year the Big Five are very strong. Yeah, so that's one of the things that
in some way or another.
And so we are waiting for Italy. I believe it was Preslav asking who's rehearsing now. We're just waiting for Italy to get in place. We saw only 2 takes of France's rehearsal, but one of the things that we were very happy to see is that the vocals are better. Yeah. Visually, still has some issues as far as the camera work feeling a bit chaotic and.
But visually on stage, I love the look that's going on. They've got the green lighting they had from the national final. Lots of fire and smoke, and it looks beautiful in my opinion.
Robbie saying, I'm curious to see how Mahmoud and Blanco will do the high notes. They're going to be tough. One reason why I'm wanting to see Blanco is because he typically performs with autotune. Okay. It's not that he can't sing without it, because we've heard acoustic performances where he sings just fine. But it's also, important for the practice, because you are going to sound different.
So why does he use it then?
Well, it's an artistic choice nowadays. A lot of people are using autotune, especially if your music is either hip hop or involves some sort of influence from hip hop. It's just very, it's the way of right now. Talia saying Blanco is there already. I believe so. We can only see so much of the stage.
I can see a piano on stage, a grand piano, which they did promise us.
Which is most likely going to be Michelangelo.
That's what I've heard, yes.
Alan Kirby thinks that the Big Five should compete in the semifinals. In an ideal world.
Coming from a Big Five country, I'm going to say no. Because if you look back at our previous entries, I think we would have struggled to make the final on a lot of occasions. So I, for one, am very happy that we're in the final automatically.
Yeah, how nice it was to not have to earn your way.
Well, we can't help it that we have a lot of money to spend on Eurovision. But no, in all honesty, though, I understand. I think there are some countries or some people that think the system is unfair, which I can understand how some people have to earn their way to the final and others just kind of get it handed to them on a plate. But I don't know. I mean,
But the thing is,
because obviously the Big Five contribute a lot of money towards the contest. If they was in the semis and weren't qualifying, potentially they might think, oh, what's the point? We're never getting anywhere. We're going to withdraw. Then obviously Eurovision is losing out on a lot of money.
I mean, at the end of the day, we've seen, since the Big Four, Big Five system has been introduced, we've seen 2 winners. And I think that it would only be truly unfair if it presented itself as a tremendous advantage that you know, would put them in a position of winning very frequently.
Oh, yeah.
And so obviously, you know, we are in Italy, so we've had just now a Big Five win, but it is pretty rare. And what we have seen, for the most part, with this year aside, is that the status of being the Big Five has really been taken for granted in some years, and that is certainly annoying from a viewer's point of view. But I mean, as long as the winner is you know, a deserved winner, then you know, I'm personally okay with certain sacrifices. But ideally, I would say that everybody should be in the semifinals qualifying, and there should just be 20 songs for a shorter show.
Okay. So then would you still give automatic qualification to the host country?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so then, sorry.
Maybe 22?
21. 21.
To make it a nice even number.
No, what's wrong with 21? 21 can be divided into 7. Three sets of 7.
Yeah, but okay. It's not it's not a very even number.
No, but 21 has like a significance, like, you know, it's the highest number to win in blackjack and all those things.
It just seems a bit odd to have 21. Not
all right.
A number.
All right.
Let's agree to disagree.
You see Matt Gaga. Did Blanco use auto-tune in San Remo? Yes. And I believe also Mahmoud did as well.
But I do believe that auto-tune's not allowed in Eurovision.
No, it isn't. It's not. That was one of the reasons why Luna Key in Benidorm Fest withdrew without even realizing if she was going to make it to Eurovision. So, yeah, that was the reason that was given. Talia saying, in the video version of the song, they use it in some parts. You mean auto-tune? I believe it's pretty consistent. It's maybe just not as obvious in all the parts of the song. But anyway, Franco says, I agree with Jess, and being in the finals doesn't mean being successful as we saw last year.
But then I think also, you know, having that automatic spot in the final potentially could make you sort of try less in a way. Because I mean,
oh, well, I mean, we've seen it.
Because obviously you don't need to worry about trying to qualify. And because you know that you already have that qualification, maybe there's not that effort to bring something that's going to get people voting to get them in the final because they're already there. That's my way of thinking, potentially.
And I think that was the way of thinking for the BBC for many years. Anyway, Ry Bailey says he doesn't think that Italy will win again. Here she comes.
There she goes. Hola, beautiful people of the world.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. I just took a shower.
Demi Dexo saying Italy, Ukraine, and Sweden will get a lot of hate. I believe none of those 3 will win. Why do you think? I mean, I can speculate, but and let's establish this. Is it hate from the fans? Because that doesn't necessarily reflect in the score.
Yeah.
Reflect in a big way, I don't think. Because
and most people watching are not kind of the typical fans, like in the fandom.
Definitely.
How was France?
France was better.
Yeah.
It's still, from a visual point of view, a bit messy, but refined in some ways, and vocally quite good.
I heard it. I heard it from the shower. The vocals were really, it sounded very good.
Were you dancing in the shower?
Of course.
It's a good shower song.
Yeah. Demo saying, hola mi bebe.
Hola mi bebe. Hey,
Tunhen says, even though I like Germany's song, it won't get any points.
I can see Germany getting points from jury and televote.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be a huge amount of points.
I feel like if Austria gave Jendrik points last year, then
It wasn't so catastrophic. I actually liked it.
that's
Silence.
fine. That's fine.
Silence as a response.
I personally wasn't a fan of his song.
Yeah, my issue with that was it was just very unprofessional. Like not.
It's a High School Musical.
Yeah. Anyway, we're starting to see the postcards, which I believe this is Turin. Yeah.
Yes.
Which makes a ton of sense because
And
obviously.
we've had a few drinks in that place.
All right, here we go. Italy, take one. Again, because this is the first take, we're going to be having our attention focused here. We're not going to be doing a lot of talking, but
Bear with us.
yes,
We always
exactly.
say that, and then we always end up talking. But
You can just look at how pretty we look in the morning.
Sognato di volare con te, sono vicino a te. Hai detto sei cambiato, non vedo più la luce nei tuoi occhi. Ero paura cos'è, un mare dove non tocchi.
He's wearing a suit.
Anche se stesso non è.
and no sunglasses.
Mhm.
Oh, Blanco's here!
Mhm.
And he's Blanco. Literally.
Muy blanco.
Muy Blanco. Blanco's wearing a white suit. That's why they're Blanco.
Accetterei anche una bugia e ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre. Non mi vengono
So far, Mahmood sounds the best.
Yeah, significantly.
che mi sei un mattino che sparchi il letto di fino che mi ordina per
The keyboard, the piano is
Oh,
very
yeah.
futuristic
Yeah,
piano.
it's very flat, where you would expect to be all of the strings and everything.
It's actually quite a cool concept. They're just like friends hanging out around the piano in a way. Sitting on the piano, very chill. They found the key finally.
Dimmi che non è ti ho dentro una piscina, provi stati vicino, ma scusa se per non so dice che troppo è un mio limite, per non chiamarmi scappare vero, che ci spugiamo ogni giorno, io non la voglio più addosso. Dove sono qui? Sono amici di davanti, uno fra tanti, quello che li prendi.
That's a nice detail.
E ti vorrei amare, ma sbaglio sempre, e mi vengono i
There's
All
room
right.
for improvement.
Yeah.
Staging wise, I think it's good. Staging and visuals wise, vocal wise, I thought it was weak.
Yeah. No,
There's
that.
no other way around it.
No, there isn't. And in hold on, let's just turn him down a bit.
Yeah,
I mean, at one point I did
they're
see
having an ear thing.
Blanco kind of touching his earpiece.
Yeah.
So they could have been having technical issues.
Yeah, this is what they were saying now when they were speaking.
Mhm. So I mean, let's obviously wait and see what it's going to look like by the second take.
Mhm.
But I mean, it is still, that has gone out to all of us. So there's really we can only go off of what
Assume
we've
that
seen.
they were having in-ear problems and that
Mhm.
they will find the right key once it's the problems are solved, because we've seen them in Sanremo, we've seen them perform live.
Mhm.
I'm impressed by the strength of Mahmood's voice,
Yeah.
because there was like a very clear distinction between his voice and Blanco's voice. Maybe
Yeah.
it's because it's early in the morning for everyone. But he has such a strong voice and nasal voice too. It's very interesting.
Hmm.
But stage-wise, it's all
Quite simplistic.
it's quite simplistic, but it's very clean.
Hmm.
So that works. There's this futuristic piano. It's white, and the borders are have lights going on. Like they're contoured by light.
Hmm.
The piano is contoured by light.
One detail that I really liked in the last chorus is we get those kind of square lights that drop down. And as you guys know, the song is brividi, which means shivers, and they light up kind of like the feeling of shivers. You know, they kind of trickle and wave upward.
It's very cleverly done.
Yeah.
It's all a game of light and dark, lights and shadows, and they have a lot of spotlights focusing on Mahmood, and the spotlights change direction, and it's sort of smoky, but it's very intriguing. It's very mysterious in a way. I like how they're interacting and how it's more like friends on stage, but elegant friends on stage. I wish my friends were this elegant.
Yeah.
I wish my friends were this elegant. Get dressed up.
Well, instead we're wearing black t-shirts. Sorry, no Eurovoxx suits and dresses and whatnot.
But that's a good idea, though.
Robbie's saying, I do love how their verses reflect their individual personalities, but the high parts are so high. Yeah, in the sense that I've heard people kind of explain this, how Mahmood has his sort of hip hop delivery in his verse, and then Blanco is, a lot more of kind of like, pop singing. And then when you get to the bridge, they've kind of switched places, and now it's Blanco doing more of like a hip hop delivery, and then exactly, yeah. I mean, it makes a ton of sense that the song, the way it is, has received so much love. Certainly, the performance that we saw would not be a winning performance. People also have their doubts about the winning potential because of the belief of the host country curse, where there's always at least some points that were deserved that do not show up. Nonetheless,
but nevertheless, we're gonna push the button.
Is that what they actually say?
No, that's a song from Israel.
No, I know, but is that actually what they say in that song?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we're gonna
Push the button.
Push the button.
Push the button.
The world is full of terror. If someone makes an error, we're
It's going to blow us up to bitty kingdom come.
Good morning from Poland.
Good
Nice to see
evening,
you.
Europe. That was a magic shower that woke me up.
Ektep, nice to see you. Excited for the UK after this. Yes, lots of excitement for the UK. Tuna Head saying, not hate, I'm just not satisfied with the first take of their rehearsal. Yeah, we're not satisfied.
Yeah. But like Clara said, there is room for improvement. They can work on these. And if it is technical issues, they can be fixed.
Mm-hmm. The ingredients are there.
So now let's make the pizza.
We have a good song, solid performers, and
staging.
Yes. It might be a little too simple, but I think that if they're able to get that dynamic that we saw between the two of them in San Remo and make them the focus, then that will be the selling point.
I think we're going to see a second take soon.
It looks like it. Yes. Here we go.
There they go. The lights just flicked. I mean, the a cappella starting is very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And with
I
the
really
light
like it.
shining on him.
La luce dei tuoi occhi, la tua paura cos'è? Un mare dove non tocchi mai, anche se il sesso non è la via di fuga dal fondo, dai non scappare da qui.
Bob would just put his arm around Mahmood for a moment.
A volte non si spara e ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre. E ti vorrei rubare un cielo di perle e pagherei per andar via, accetterei anche una cucina e ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre e mi vengo di che mi svegli al mattino macchinetto di fino che mi ordina bene, con i ginocchi da vivere e tu sei il contrario di un angelo e tu sei come un fucile angolo. Scappi di qui.
I like his Harry delivery.
Non ancora a volte non si esprime e ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre.
Oh, that sounded
Ti vorrei rubare un cielo di
Yeah, it's not there again. It's maybe slightly better than the previous take, but
cucina e ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre e mi vuoi
he falls a little bit flat.
big light flash. Oh, we have a guest. Big light flash at the bridge.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, we want to hear as well, so you
Yeah.
can't hear if you're talking over it.
That bit's within the lights.
Yeah.
E ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre e mi vengo
Oh, they found the key at the end.
Yeah.
The ending was good,
Yes.
vocal-wise, but I think they
Aw.
still struggled a little bit.
Oh,
Blanco gives Mahmoud a kiss on the
hello?
cheek.
Ciao.
So yeah, I
It's
mean,
you. I thought it was Monica. It's the third floor.
I mean, yeah, it still needs to be better. It definitely does. Nonetheless, I think visually speaking, it's suiting.
Yes,
It suits the song.
like the colours going on stage with the lighting and what they're wearing, all blends very nicely together, and it suits the style of the song. And having the piano there, I think, is a nice touch
Mhm.
to the staging. So I'm actually very happy about what I'm seeing on stage.
Yeah, it just needs to be
yeah.
better sounding. Sarah saying Mahmoud sounds stronger than Blanco. Yeah,
think so too.
that is the case.
Are you ready to meet someone?
Oh, okay. We've got a guest coming in.
But he's from
Sorry, I
upstairs,
just-
so-
Okay.
Saw a comment, someone asking if Blanco was rehearsing. Yes, Blanco is actually here.
Yep.
He's in the arena with Mahmoud on stage
Mhm.
rehearsing.
Oh yes, I see it now. And Mart's saying, I believe they are just tired for me. This is the only song worth winning. Well, I mean, yeah, it could be tiredness. It could be that we're going to be seeing improvement by the time
Yeah.
we're there.
Hey!
By the time we're at the show, but at the same time,
Yeah.
like we can only go off of what we see now.
And
So
obviously they are very busy people, like they're huge in Italy, and obviously they've been very busy right up until Eurovision.
Mhm.
So I think it's understandable that maybe they're going to be a bit tired from all the work that they've been doing.
But yes, let's hope that it lives up to expectations by the time we
Yeah.
see it. We are going to be seeing one more take. At the moment, they're scrubbing through, talking about certain moments.
Take a
Here
seat.
he comes,
Hi,
Chatterbox himself. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm a little bit tired.
Did you run up the stairs?
Yes.
Why?
So I want to see this because I heard that it's not great.
Vocal wise, it's not the best,
Of course.
but everything else is great in
It
my
is.
opinion.
Is it?
I think it suits it. The thing is, I don't really know if people are going to love what they see enough to vote for it, but it suits the song. And I'm not sorry. Let me rephrase that. People are going to vote for it, but I don't think it's going to be the heavyweight that
No.
people have thought of it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it still has the potential possibly to be on the left side of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
But I mean, obviously thinking of Mahmoud back in 2019, one of the favourites to win, I don't think he's going to replicate the success that he had in 2019.
Yeah, but also knowing the status of these two artists, I think that they will also feed off of the energy of the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Which will definitely help. It will help them
Sure.
get into the moment and communicate the message of the song.
Okay. Is it the second take? This one?
This was the second take. So what they're doing now is they're scrubbing through,
Okay.
and they would have the delegation there and talking about certain moments,
Okay.
certain things that they want to be changed. Normally we wouldn't see this, and I'm thank you Rai for giving us this behind the scenes look, because it is really fascinating, and I don't think you're really giving away anything that
You've made Stu a very happy man.
Yeah. Next time in the control room, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Remember us?
Yeah, but
Next year.
this behind the scenes is what I find so fascinating, and what really drew me to Eurovision. Knowing how to conduct such a program, you learn a lot. You learn a lot.
Yes.
Totally. So it looks like they're setting up for the third and final take. And here we go.
Hai detto sei cambiato, non vedo più la luce nei tuoi occhi. La tua paura cos'è? Un mare dove non tocchi mai. Anche se stesso non è l'aria di fuga dal fondo. Ai non scappare da qui. Oh, lasciami fuori. Tutto con i tuoi. A volte non si esprime più. Ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre. E ti vorrei rubare un cielo di perle. E pagherei per andar via. Accetterai.
Getting better, I would say.
Yeah.
Still not there, but getting better.
Ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre. E mi vengono i brividi.
That's a better note.
No, it's not. It's not it.
E sei un mattino.
It's better than what is
Che sporchi il letto di fino. Che mi mordi la pelle. Con i tuoi occhi da vipera e tu. Sei il contrario di un angelo e tu. Sei come un polcino nell'angolo e tu. Scappi da qui. E da Dove vuoi i problemi? A volte non si esprime più. E ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre. E ti vorrei rubare il cielo.
Harry says, Clara casually eating pizza in the morning is a mood.
It's just a pizza from last night, actually.
Ti vorrei amare ma sbaglio sempre. E mi vengono i brividi.
This is pretty.
Yeah. This moment, visually speaking, to the end of the song is probably the best. Yeah, really beautiful shots in this moment. It does save it.
This is beautiful.
The lights flow very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this.
Here the vocals are better than the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely a lot of work to be done on vocals. They sound exactly the same as the last day in Sanremo. Exactly the same. They were out of breath. Mahmoud was not actually singing properly in Sanremo the last day, the final. So I'm hoping they will rest a little bit because they were full this week, and I hope they really can, empower the song through the vocals, because it's actually the main point. Here we have beautiful lights. I think that may actually work a little bit more on the shots, because for me they are a little bit wider, too wide shots. I would like to, be more focused on them personally. But
in the first half of the song.
Okay.
Is that what you mean? I'm asking.
Yeah, in the first half of the song. In the second, maybe it is beautiful to see all these lights, but I would like to be to feel more an intimate kind of performance rather than this grand overtures that we have,
Yeah, I think that, as I was saying before, one of the biggest selling points of the song and of the performance is the dynamic that they have between each other. And it's interesting because a lot of people interpret it as them singing to each other, although they're really kind of singing about the same thing. And some people have interpreted it as like this is a gay anthem, and it doesn't really have much to do with that. But I can see where they're coming from because of at a superficial level.
Yes.
But again, like as we saw in Sanremo, like the kind of intense looks that they give to each other. I think that would be something better to focus on.
They are out of energy in this performance. I would like to see them really giving what we are expecting, because we know that they can. And in this framework, we are seeing them lacking energy, and it's a little bit disappointing.
But then it is also possible that they could be saving their energy for the live shows and the jury shows. Because that does happen in some cases.
It does, but at the same time,
this is a take that they would have to
use in the event of a disaster, knock on wood.
Oh my God.
But no, it wasn't there. That's the reality.
But essentially, you've got a great staging, great kind of lighting and everything going on. So once the vocals come in, you've got a very well-rounded performance.
Excuse me. Mart is asking, Clara, is that the last pizza slice?
There's one in the fridge.
But
still in the fridge. It's maybe for tomorrow.
But you understand the what else are we saying? Some people talking about the Rasmus. All right.
Yes.
What was it?
Is there room for me?
Yeah,
Of course.
of course.
Yeah.
Room for everyone. Maybe not realistically. So up next is the UK. We are getting a look at this.
Is it Spain?
It's
No,
the
UK.
UK. Even though they use the Spanish postcard before as well.
Oh.
So they're, I don't know what that's about. But yeah, so we're getting a look at this mystery structure. It seems to be open now. And I think that it was you who described it as I don't know what it's called, but the kind of structure that supports a rocket when it's about to take off, and then it opens, and then the rocket takes off.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
It was you.
It was me.
It was you.
Yeah.
To blame.
Yeah.
But actually, that's a very clever way of looking at it.
It is Clara.
I'm clever Clara.
Clever Clara.
Call me clever Clara.
Am Rifki. Hi, I'm just a bit too late here. But does Blanco finally arrive and manage to rehearse? He does.
Yep, he was
rehearsed.
there in person. He's real. He exists.
It's like Pia Maria. At the end he showed up.
That's what I said when I was meeting, because I've been part of Eurovoxx for almost 3 years, and we only met in person a few days ago. So I've been telling people I'm not a hologram.
But it was Pia Maria hologram?
I don't know where it came from. It was just like
These people from the fandom, my friends from the fandom, fill us in with this Pia Maria hologram thing.
Yeah, there's so many weird things that emerge, like the whole Saturday Up meme, where she was like, she became like the Eurovision Rickroll. And people will throw up a clip and be like, "Ooh, it's a teaser of UK staging," and it would be make you say.
Oh, you're
Make you say you
Thank you.
Actually,
You're not breaking the color.
This morning I was saying, like, if I have to appear on the stream, better wear black, as my Eurovoxx t-shirt is blocked in Rome.
Oh no.
So yeah.
Sorry, asking, what about Michelangelo? Was he there? He was there, yes. And as Clara pointed out, the piano is very futuristic looking. It's quite flat, and it has like a glass top. It's a very nice detail. And I think that I like the visual of Blanco sitting on the piano, but I think that he might just be there for a bit too long, or like maybe even the transition of that is a bit kind of forced. It's like, okay, now is the moment I go to the piano and sit, and then I come back.
Having saw it just one time, it didn't feel like it for me. But maybe you guys, that you saw the 3 runs, was it the third the best one?
The third was the best one.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if that makes you feel better or worse.
No, it doesn't. But I'm confident they are going to be better, at least vocally.
Yeah.
Because for what I've seen, the images and are there. We just need to work on the vocals, and I know they can, because they slayed in Sanremo for 2 nights. Then they arrived at the 5th night completely out of breath and out of energies. So I am confident that they are going to rest in these days, please, please, because we know who we are talking about, Blanco most of all. But the fault here mainly is Mahmoud, because Mahmoud was not on key.
No. Blanco was not on key.
Blanco was not on key. Was not on key.
Maybe at moments, but
the falsettos were not there.
Yeah, the falsettos were a bit concerning, but
a bit flat.
Yeah,
they were flat, and Blanco is not there totally.
Yeah.
But actually, Blanco has a less difficult part of it's less difficult for him because he sings the lowest line.
Yeah.
Whereas Mahmoud is really there. Like, you hear better Mahmoud in the chorus than Blanco. Blanco is like accompanying him. So yeah, I am a little bit disappointed, but I hope they will get better.
Okay, so we are once again seeing Spain's postcard, but as we know, this is usually our cue to say that the rehearsal will begin, which is not going to be Spain. It's going to be the UK. Who's excited? Who's excited? Who is pooping themselves?
Quite literally, I'm so nervous for this.
This is a very nice postcard. I missed the location, but it looks like it's the north.
It's in the Alps. It's the Alps. Mark is coming.
Okay. Look out. We're going to have so much company.
I don't know if I really love the projections, but...
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, neither do I. Okay.
But this is pretty.
It is,
I
yeah.
like this. Okay, United Kingdom.
If I was an astronaut, I'd be floating in midair. A broken heart would just belong to someone else. I would be the center of my
It sounds great.
I'm on the human, and I'm crashing into.
Oh, yes. All of the structures suddenly lights up. It's a structure full of LEDs, all lined up by LEDs that change the different shapes that the guy sings. It's standing on a platform, a white platform, and the camera goes around it, so you can see different angles.
If I was an astronaut, I'd speak to satellites.
Now they go inside the sort of venue that this art creates.
They're not united. I was figuring that they were like, they merged together, but in reality they are completely...
Yeah.
Vocals are great.
Love it. Why they're shot now? That goes in closer in. Oh wow. It's very Bowie-esque. David Bowie-esque.
Bowie?
Bowie, yeah.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
Wind machine, mega wind machine. Oh, now the structures are pushed back,
Yeah.
and the color of the staging changes. It's yellow and reddish and orangey. And he has a guitar, an electric guitar. Oh, there's a solo. They added a solo. Sort of. Now he's rocking on stage and pyro, I think. There will be added here. There's smoke on the floor. There's an intent of wind machine there.
Classical Eurovision.
That
Great.
is fantastic. Welcome. The UK is back in the chat. Definitely.
Absolutely loved that. Oh my god,
Yeah.
This
so
is-
good.
That was amazing.
This
Like-
is surely top 10 material.
No, this is top 5. Come on.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
maybe I'm just being a little too hopeful, but honestly, that was a very, very good staging.
Yes.
Everything from the lighting to the big,
They need to rework a little bit the
That he
camera
has.
angles
yeah,
a little bit, because you could see the guys actually opening the structure.
Yeah.
So I just think that in that case they should actually focus on him and then show the structure open.
Yeah.
It's probably the intention. It's
Yes,
just
yes.
there's been some glitches.
Yes.
The thing that I liked about that is that although there is a lot that's kind of around him, it is still focused on him.
Yes.
And watching this through the lens and seeing like just how charismatic he is and how like effortlessly he nailed the vocals.
oh yeah.
Yeah, people have said that this could win the jury vote, and I think now I believe that's possible.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Yeah.
This would be in the top 3 of the juries for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I'm not saying top 5 just because I'm a little bit worried of how the televote could react. But
Yeah.
I just think
Well,
that
This has televote appeal.
Yeah.
It does.
I
Yeah.
mean, especially compared to some of our previous entries, I think this has more televote and jury appeal than previous years.
yes, of course.
But just how much appeal,
This
I
is
don't know.
This is a great improvement for the UK.
Yeah. This is night and day. Not just night and day. This is
Night and day.
what do you mean? Night and day is in a huge difference.
Oh, right, okay.
What were you thinking I was
I've
saying?
never heard that expression before.
Yeah, night is dark, day is
Okay.
bright.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, what are you folks saying? Ry Bailey said just fantastic. Except saying, yeah, the UK saw 0 points and decided to turn this around. Hi to Celia. He is so charismatic. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I think his personality comes through on stage when he's performing.
And even though like the camera shots were a bit rough, I think that even if that were the Eurovision performance, it would still be good enough to
I
get a
think so
respectable
too.
score. Because yeah, like the it's not freestyling. The what do they call it? Something like you sing. What's the when
Like
you're
trills or you
runs?
can add
Yeah,
trills.
yeah. Like kind of embellishing a bit.
Yeah,
the
embellishments.
vocals. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does do a lot of that in the performance, actually.
Mhm.
Like, he does add quite a lot here and there compared to the studio version.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of variation. Variation
Yeah.
is more the word that I wanted to use. Gianluca saying Sam was on key and the rest weren't, so the problem is not the sound in the arena. No. I don't think. I mean, I know that people sometimes when somebody comes on and they don't sound the way that they want them to sound, it's like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Yes, maybe it is, but ultimately, what the audience hears and sees is what they hear and see.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did Italy have any kind of audio problems?
Probably, because
Yes.
Blanco was moving
Touching him?
his
Okay.
ear.
Was touching the in-ear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is pretty common. I don't think there's ever been a Eurovision where that hasn't been an issue.
Oh,
for,
yeah, at least
for
once
artists.
it happens, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is why rehearsals
Exactly.
begin, or else exists, you know?
Clara, please come in and take over for a little bit.
Yes, indeed.
At least they have to nail the jury show. For that, I'm okay. For the second rehearsal not be perfect, it's okay. But everyone should nail their jury show.
Mhm.
Hello, guys. Let's see what are you saying. I think this is much better than Sweden. Sweden is so overrated. I could agree on this one. I mean, there are two different songs, but the staging has taken us by surprise completely.
And they're offering us two very different things in terms
Yes.
of the song and the staging.
Yes, that is very true. Like this one is more grandiose, it's more powerful. Cornelia has a different kind of powerful in her song. It's more raw, more stripped back. There's less things to look at. The attention is on her. And with Sam Ryder, I just was looking at everything. It's captivating. It's like almost a video clip. Let's see. Sam was on key, the rest wasn't, so the problem... Oh, okay, it's not the song in the arena. I think we just read this comment before, did we?
Yes. Yes, about the song in the arena. Yes, of course.
From the short clip I saw, the UK has one of the best staging, so he could definitely top 3, at least I hope so. It's not a crazy idea, actually.
Which is weird.
I know.
as a British person. But yeah, I mean, everything that, you know, the BBC and Tap Music and Sam Ryder have done leading up to what we've just seen now is incredible.
Yes.
And definitely the hard work has paid off.
Yes, of course.
And whatever happens on the night, we can all be proud of this.
Yeah, definitely. Are you proud?
100%, yes.
You should.
This is incredible.
Yes. He's so charismatic, Celia says. Definitely charismatic. And that voice, like he was roaring that song.
Yes, it was incredible. Vocally speaking, it was. I think that he is the voice of this year.
Yes.
With maybe Australia and for the women, maybe Greece.
Greece. Yes. I was confusing it with Cyprus for a second.
No, Cyprus is
visually stunning.
Yeah, visually speaking. Of course, I've seen only the 30 second clip, but it was visually beautiful.
UK is for sure getting a few votes from the Netherlands. This was really good. I would say more than a few votes.
Yes.
That's a 12 points performance for sure.
Yeah, this screams 12 points from the jury.
And I think what this song and performance has is like appeal. Like it's a very modern radio-friendly song that's going to appeal to whatever country you're in, which is a good sign, obviously.
Okay, thank you for the interview with Okerman and Urs, one of my favorites. Oh, thank you. That was not planned. It just happened, which is the best interviews you can get. You have to be a James Blunt fan to like the high notes at the chorus. Have you seen how James Blunt troll people on Twitter?
Yeah.
Threatening with his own music.
That's the best thing.
Oh, yeah. Like some people are better comedians sometimes. You can see the UK definitely getting top 5 in the jury. It depends on the televote. Regardless, it should be enough to get us up top 10. Yeah.
It was the same thing that I was saying before. We really need to see how the public is going to respond to this, because I actually see the potential of a top 3 or even top 1 finish for the UK in the jury. But I don't know if there are some other countries that if passed to the final can get higher votes in the televote.
I think we're about to get a second take on the UK because the structure is...
and he's on stage.
He's on stage and the structure has been... there's light on them.
Yeah.
But I think also because he has a lot of popularity on TikTok,
yes.
You know, people obviously might know of him, which might think, oh, I know him, I like this.
Oh, they truly know him.
Okay, guys, let's go for a second take on the rehearsal.
I love the graphics.
The graphics are really good.
If I was an astronaut, I'd be floating in midair.
The shot starts from the back of the arena and zooms into him or flies into him.
This is beautiful. Yeah, this is great.
He's wearing a
jumpsuit.
I think it's the same suit but with like crystals or something.
Tassels. Looks
I'm
like
not
Chanel.
surely convinced about that, but it's a choice.
Now we are seeing all of the structure lights up. The different triangles are changing position.
Flawless.
It's basically just him, Preslav, to answer your question. He's standing in a white platform surrounded by different light structures. And by light structures, I mean these gigantic, massive iron structures that have been put together. And they are all lined with LED lights that change and turn on and off along the song. So there's maybe a triangle here, a triangle there, and it's really beautiful. Now there's a cameraman inside that has been going around him, so you get like a...
I tried to sing this song, but I failed enormously.
Can someone
Yes.
open? And he growls. Look at the voice is the voice.
It's incredible how we can go from these low growly notes
Yeah.
to the falsettos. Great range.
And his costume is, I actually like it. It's more like a space cowboy kind of theme. No hat though, but ciao! We have more Italians in the house.
Disappointed Italians.
Take a seat, Bella.
I don't like people I don't like this.
Yeah, that will not be seen.
They will probably work on that.
Sometimes the angle, the shot gets too wide, so you can see the camera people that are running out of the stage should be out of the
For
shot.
me, the problem is that they would like to show the structure opening, but the problem is that if you take a wider angle,
Yeah.
they are going to show the cameraman working. So they should work on this because it's not so pretty to see people.
They've added a guitar solo, and Sam Ryder is there jamming with his guitar that suddenly appears on stage. It works so well. Now the structure is open, so
yeah, this is not my favorite part. Like the guitar solo, I would have loved him to sing
Yes.
the whole song, but maybe this is more spectacular. Maybe.
In-ears fell out. Sorry.
Oh, his in-ears fell out, but he carried.
He still sounded amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Can he sing briefly for us? Sam, please.
Please.
If
Yes.
you're watching
Briefly.
us
Yeah.
later.
Okay.
It's okay also with a strictly English accent on it. It's okay.
Top 5. Ben Enti says
Breathe it.
the best UK entry since 2010.
No, it's Lucy Jones. I like just Lucy Jones.
Oh, I like this way better
It's
than
definitely
Lucy
one of
Jones.
the best.
Yes, but Lucy Jones took my heart with those faces.
UK is gonna end up very high in the televote. People will love him. Yes, indeed.
I just see people I just see
Northwest-
other acts having a slightly better televote chance.
Mhm.
But if I don't know, I'm really mixed feelings about the
Mm.
televote. Of course, surely top 10 in the televote.
Yes.
But I'm not struggling, but I fear it might not be top 5. And you know that top 5 televote is we need top 5 televote to win.
Okay, but let's keep on reading comments. North Macedonia has also amazing voice. Actually,
She does.
Mhm.
She does. Maybe not the best song to portray herself
Not
or
the
her
best staging,
personality,
maybe.
or the staging is something. Yeah.
Mhm.
The staging is really because I think she was counting on the rotating
Sound,
stage for her
yes.
staging.
Mm.
So that's probably why it's not at its best.
Mhm.
Mhm. UK's best televote is third in 2011. This is better than Blue. This is absolutely
I think
Yeah.
so.
sure.
And I love Blue.
It's better than Blue. Come on.
Yeah, Blue the staging was a mess.
They
Like
had-
those greens,
Not
they
books,
didn't match.
No,
Yeah.
quella-
I can,
I can.
I know.
You didn't follow Eurovision
I
at that
can.
Ma
time.
non sono in blu.
No, no, sorry.
Ok.
La
Right,
canzone.
Bailey, it gives you winner vibes.
I can see that,
Fantastic.
yes.
Mhm.
And I'm not
No,
just being
it's not.
biased because I'm from the UK, but
Because
when you see the full 3-minute package on stage,
Siamo delusi, amore. siamo delusi.
yeah.
He gave me goosebumps. I will vote the UK from Greece. Fantastic.
we're gonna leave the live stream just because we need to
We need to cry.
Process.
to cry
Okay.
about Mahmoud and
Okay.
disturb you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Agreed about James Blunt, but this is amazing. I am going to spend the next week holding my breath to see how we can do.
I mean, I'm already trying to mentally prepare myself for the event that the UK wins Eurovision, but I just can't.
The Italians are so cute. They went to the balcony so they can discuss how upset they are about, or how can they fix Brividi. Okay, but let's see what you guys are saying. MR, do you think the guitar solo is a bit annoying indeed? I actually like it.
Yeah.
It's bringing something, like when you've heard the song so many times, you don't expect something to surprise you, but this is, for me, it's a really nice surprise.
And obviously by that point in the song, it's already been built up quite a lot. And in the studio version, he obviously just sings in that part. But I think the guitar makes it kind of breaks it up a little bit, and rather than just singing the same thing over and over again, it's adding a different element to it before we suddenly get really quiet and slow down at the very end.
Celia, it just looks so modern. Big props, literally, to whoever designed the staging. No pun intended. I think you made the joke. Stuart made a joke similar to that one yesterday. Italian non essere delusi, I ragazzi si riprenderanno. Yeah, the guys can recover from this. It's fine. And I think you're meaning that also Mahmood and Blanco can do a better job for sure. Hello, Martin V. Hello all. Hope you are all well. 4 days to go. Yeah. Has Laura Pausini arrived?
I don't know, actually.
Laura no está. Laura se fue. Does anyone know the Italian official anthem for Turin? Yes. We had the chance to listen to it yesterday. Thank you, Måneskin. Eurovision in Turin. Yeah.
It's a great tune.
Go Google Eurovision in Turin. It's hilarious. Let's just put it this way. I need to cry too. It's going to be an Italian psychodrama today. I'm so disappointed.
But obviously vocals are things that can be worked on, that can be improved upon, and they already have a strong staging. So you should be happy and proud, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you have the Sanremo performance to go through. So this is how good they can be. But I love how you put the Italian psychodrama. Oh, we're going for the last take on the UK. Marika is in the room.
Technical issues.
He stopped singing.
What happened?
He stopped singing. I guess someone was saying something to him through the in-ears.
But the music stopped at the same time as well.
I love when this happens. I know artists hate it, but from a...
And it's been frozen on a nice shot with those beams of light.
You get to see the actual reality of conducting a TV program. Well, as there's nothing interesting happening on the arena for you guys, let's keep on reading comments. The psychodrama today is amazing. What does it say?
Gli italiani fanno casino anche in live chat. E loro ragazzi, because they are saying that we in the live chat we are a mess also. Okay, we have the third take.
Third take.
Floating in midair, a broken heart would just belong to someone else around it. I would be the center of my lonely universe. I'm only human, and I'm crashing into it. I'm at his face.
He never misses a note.
Yeah, Blanco should learn.
He has moon and suns and stars design on his onesie jumpsuit.
Yeah, that is the only thing that I don't particularly love, but the jumpsuit.
It's a bit like Chanel.
Yes, I thought the same. It looks like Chanel's outfit a little bit. Very well modulated, all of his vocals. He just looks so comfortable performing.
Okay, this.
The structure has to still be open manually, as we can see, but hopefully we don't see that on the actual day.
We have some problems here, like with the time frame.
I think they've extended it so they can open the thing.
Now the guitar shows magically on him. Magic of television.
Here is what I missed. Nothing but space, man. That was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, going all in with that guitar. It's a beautiful shot with all of the structures lit in red and yellow.
No, this is.
It's so necessary, the guitar solo. I don't know.
Nothing but space.
This is
And I wanna go.
Beautiful. I'm not sure if he has a rock background music because maybe that's
Yeah.
his way of paying tribute to his rock.
The only problem that I have is that the nothing but spaceman that I loved it, but also the guitar solo maybe it was for appealing, the appealing of like ending the song.
We are seeing for the 11th, 100th time this time, the Spanish postcard.
But Spain is genuinely coming next, though.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Oh my God.
Does some move or just stands there? He does move. He moves quite a lot. Like, but he's definitely enclosed in this in the space of this structure. It's quite big though, and it's not static because there's a person with a camera running inside the structure with him. So you get a lot of dynamism from how the camera is moving.
Vamos por el chanelazo.
Chanelazo. Benenti Sam has the best vocals. MR, but honestly, were you really expecting the Italian rehearsal without any drama? Come on. Drama is the essence of being Italian.
Of course.
Tears, joy, mamma mia, some brividi, and then hopefully the victory.
No. But we knew Måneskin was going to win at the second rehearsal.
Yeah.
So this year is a no. Is a miss. But I'm confident they are going to recover at least the vocals.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm not.
No, because Mahmoud was singing in his concerts and I saw videos and he was killing those notes. He was really killing those notes. So
killing softly. Maybe Italy has told them, please underperform so we don't win again.
What?
Maybe Italy is telling them, please underperform.
Of course. Rai is telling them like, you have to do a mess, so we cannot win again.
We can wash our hands and give it to another country. Beat this drama. I am Italian and I love both of them, but I don't think we're going to win, and this is perfectly fine.
No, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
It takes off the pressure. At least we already know. We have no
I'm still confident they are going to achieve a good result. Like being the host nation, and we know how host nations usually do. I'm confident that we are going to achieve a good result.
Italian host in the meet and greet butchered thing. Oh, I thought it was going to be a more positive comment.
Italian host
butchered English, but isn't this the fun of Eurovision?
I don't see any problems with that. Like,
look at us. Just Jess is fluent. Is a national speaker. See, I'm butchering English already.
Yes.
We are just having fun with the English language and modeling to our own.
But they're going to have scripted lines, so I don't like. I like to have.
As long as the presenters know how to read, everything will be fine.
Yes, and I love to have a little accent,
Yeah.
What gives character to Eurovision,
Spicy.
And then the Italian accent on English, I think it's sexy.
The way you smile after Sam, I am still smiling after Brooke's show. Aww.
She gave a great rehearsal, to be fair.
Why was Sam on key and the rest had vocal problems? So there's no sound problem in the arena? It really depends on how you can't really trust the equipment from one song to the other one to be the same. Like it's really, and it's mechanical. It's technical problems. You can maybe blame it on Mercury retrograde because in Mercury retrograde always technology always fails. But normally one song from the other, it's different settings. Every song has a different presets or different settings. So yeah, because for example, last year in Eurovision during the actual final, some countries had to repeat their performances, like Goe and Malta and Romania. So
in the jury
final. So you can't really count on technology always being on point on every song. I don't think it's. I think there are some sound problems in the arena, but nothing that can't be solved. We are seeing Chanel and her team on stage. Well, it's still a very wide angle, so they look this big for us. Blah blah blah. Bleona, I'm excited to see if the people in the arena will sing with them.
I could see that. I mean, it tends to happen quite a lot with host entries.
Last time the host one was Ireland, probably, I think.
Yes.
Hi, do you know if the presenters have started rehearsal yet?
It came from
Georgia.
Mirkus.
Yeah. We don't know, actually, or personally, I don't know, but we will be curious to know if it happens. Circus Mirkus. Oh, we are about to see Chanel. We are starting with a postcard.
Chanelazo, por favor.
Chanelazo. Let's see if we can get someone into the shot better. Yes.
Okay.
We maybe this time see.
It's like the 12th time that we see the Spanish postcard.
Oh, more Eurovoxxers about to join. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what Chanel can do.
It's going to be great, you know. I know already.
Oh my God!
No.
So we were clearly going for a bullfighting theme.
Okay, so we have the lights panel from the start.
There's no sun eclipsing the stage. It looks really great. It's the choreography. It's very Beyonce.
And her outfit is amazing.
Nice, it's beautiful.
She's all sparkling.
The choreo we know. Okay. I would never think I would get chills, goosebumps
From
watching
Spain.
Spain.
I knew it. It was my favorite in Benidorm.
It looks so beautiful.
Chanel coming for that top 10.
Yeah.
Top 5. This is top 5 material as well.
The vocals may not be the strongest at the moment,
The vocals are.
but I guess she's just trying the stage.
Well, there is a lot of backing vocals, huh?
Great choreo.
The choreo is the one we've seen, maybe slightly perfected, but
The choreo is practically the same.
it does not rely on the projections or the lighting, because
Am I going to Spain? I love this.
like they're really not relying on any background
No.
projections.
No.
It's just her
It's just her.
and Will with
No, vabbè.
they made it more Latin. There's a revamp that nobody told us about.
Yeah. The rhythm is more Latin with the trumpets.
Oh, and she has a fan. How can we make it so more
This is
Spanish?
Spanish. This is so Spanish.
This is the most Spanish thing after Antes Muerta que Sencilla.
The red and yellow colours of the flag.
I love her. Wow.
Okay,
Choreography is-
improvement of the
Choreography is
choreography.
improved, yes.
Wow.
You can see she's been running on the treadmill with high heels.
Yes.
I mean,
And singing and at the same time.
that was very good.
Could have never said I was happy for my country, but for the first time.
But this was the first take.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the vocals were not there completely, but
no, I think
at least better than Blanco.
I think she sounded amazing. I mean, you could only hear that she was breathing,
Of
that
course,
she was
yes.
moving, but she sounded.
Yeah, but we already knew that, of course, the vocally the song is not, you know,
It's not super
demanding, but of course with the choreography it becomes demanding.
Come on, she's like.
This is
Wow.
beautiful. I'm going to vote first. I think
She has recorded backing vocals, but literally everyone has. So yeah, let's see what you guys are saying. But I am speechless.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I have nothing.
This is top 3 the televote.
Yeah.
Possible televote winner, I think.
Top 5
think
now.
it
Fuego was so
Mm.
much better in 2018. It's a different it's similar but sort of a different concept to Fuego actually.
No, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Completely.
Mm.
Fuego relied on fire. This is already fire.
Yeah.
No?
Let's see. Spain is my number 2 after my own country, Greece. I will vote for 4 to 5 countries this year. Spain and UK are definitely among them. It's very difficult to talk about there's nothing to talk about the staging because it's the choreography that you've seen
With lights.
enhanced, and they're not using the projections. It's just like the lights. That's pretty much the end.
There is a moment in the performance in which is a little bit obscure. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
That is actually something that may improve, but otherwise the lights are perfect in this one.
It's the light panels that Stuart described from Brividi, the one that gives him chills. The same, the squared panel lights.
Gives you no.
During Brividi.
Effects.
Oh,
yeah. It's, by the way,
Sparkly.
I'm right here. Hi.
This apartment is getting full of Eurovoxxers as the day goes by.
Yes, today is.
We've got one more who should be arriving soon.
Yes, and then we have one more that should land at 5 in Turin. UK and Spain top 2.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Celia, even though this is not my cup of tea and in my bottom 10, still very well done, Spain. What a glow up from previous years, and I wish you luck.
This is actually a glow up.
Sounds really good, Joan Johnson says. Spain is 8th, 4th place.
8/14.
8th to 14th place.
Nah.
I would say it's quite low, but it depends on how awful she performs on the night.
Well, many are seeing this in the second portion of the top 10, so between 5th and 10th.
Yeah.
And I would say that for Spain is a great achievement.
We will take something more than 0 points.
But because I'm sure that this is going to be great with the televote, I don't know how the jury will react to this.
Yeah.
It depends on who is the jury, because every jury looks at something different.
Yes, but I think you can just appreciate
Of
the
course.
hard work that goes
The work.
in that. I think the juries are gonna.
Okay, you were relating her to Beyonce. For me, that's Heather Parisi. Italians will know what I'm talking about.
The Parisi.
It was not about her vocals. It was about the image. When I said Beyonce, this is like a Beyonce production, the way she stages and her concerts get filmed. I thought it was very similar to that.
But it will be great to go to Spain.
Yeah, Spain is top 10 with the juries and top 5 with the televote, definitely.
Yeah, I can see that, but in that case, it would not win.
The Ukrainian song is definitely going to win the televote for the best situation of their country. That's a fact, even if the song is great. I would say
the song is great, and
Yeah.
from what I've seen in the 30-second clips, it is beautiful. It is beautiful.
I personally don't see Ukraine as a winner this year.
No.
Top 10 for sure.
Cover her bum and tell me you still like the performance. Yes, definitely. That is sort of a very undermining comment, because she does not rely only on her image. Definitely, try and move like her, and maybe her vocals were not the best this run, but definitely.
But for me, I think the main focus is the choreography.
It's the choreography and the
Because that was
interaction with the dancers. It's very
like
very
in your
sensual.
face, high energy.
Yes. don't you think the jury will reward her for being able to do that massive dance break and then sing?
so.
I think so too. Isn't Toreador the theme to literal outfit, the weird intro? Then I have no idea where it came from. Well, I mean, yeah, Spain does this. Spain likes to españolizar. Spain likes to Spanish their performances. It's not definitely my favorite part, but I can understand from a Spanish perspective why Spanish television would have wanted to do that.
I mean,
Well, Radio Televisión Española did a great job this year.
Yeah, so.
I mean, with the opening that we see, it does seem a bit too like literal Spain Spanish. But when you go into the rest of the song,
I think this is a question for you, Jess.
oh,
When was the last time Spain won?
that was in 1969.
It was
Woo!
more than 50.
It's been 84 years. Hi! We have a new Eurovoxer in the apartment. You want to show your face?
Yeah.
Well, you would need to take off your face mask.
Where?
Come behind them, and you can
We are
see
so many.
slow-mo. This is Nicoletta.
Yeah, it's a very narrow angle.
Loco con este party. I bought it too. What is this?
Right?
This vocal take is much better.
¿Cómo se ve eso? Okay.
Yeah, the vocals are better blended in this take.
Just no more. Booty,
She's so good. Definitely, she reminds me of Sun Rider here with the...
Sunrider, yeah.
But that torera suits her really well.
Yeah.
Yo no me detengo.
This is so Spanish.
It
This
is
is
very-
so Spanish.
Yo siempre estoy ready. A romper caderas, romper corazones, solo existe una. Las invitaciones. Siempre me quedo y me toca muérselo. Se te pidió por su amor.
My God.
Visually, it's amazing. And no cameraman running.
This is the part that I don't really like
Yeah.
about the lighting, but it's okay.
I don't think this with the radio, the version that will go on the radio.
No.
This is too much in your face even for Spanish people when they have the Spanish trumpet.
No, this is really Spanish because of the trumpets as
Yeah.
well. The dance break is better here
Yes.
than before. Also, the camera work is pretty much similar to what we saw in
Yeah.
Benidorm, pretty much.
Better vocal run, better vocal run.
Yeah, I see that they changed this last bit because it was similar. It was actually the same choreography as before in the first chorus. So they changed the last bit of the performance. Beautiful.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, a friend of mine. Hola, Aníbal. He's a friend of mine from uni.
Well, Valencia next year.
Yeah, like the actual.
Ciudad de Ciencias?
No, I don't think there will be a
No?
play. It would be like probably in the Velódromo, which is
Okay.
outside, and
Because I remember that Spanish people were thinking of the Ciudad.
de las Artes y las Ciencias, they would have to build a stage for that because I don't think we
There's
would
no.
have.
Oh, okay.
There's like a stage
But
for
it's
like open
small.
air concerts.
Yeah, it's small.
It's not. It wouldn't be.
No, there is like a kind of modern amphitheater,
Yes.
but it's closed and it's really small. No?
Yes, it's for operatic purposes,
Yeah, it's opera.
and I don't think that would be fitting for a Eurovision event, but I might be wrong. Right, Bailey Spain isn't winning. I think it's about the 10th place. That we would be happy. Bubble Pirate, I'd like to be part of the Eurovoxx. Well, after the Eurovision season is closed, you can apply. There's ways to apply through our website, eurovoxx.tv. Sounds like Mamacita. It comes down to her final draw location. Torremolinos 2023, maybe. Woo! Oh, it smells so good. The Italians have brought food for the team.
I mean, I think this has the potential to be televote winner, in my opinion. And I think the UK has potential to be jury winner.
Y no se confundan. There is a comment in Turkish that I do not understand, so I'm not gonna put it, but hope you're being nice. I was not expecting this from Spain. I think Spain has done a really good job. Pablo, do you see Chanel as a winner? I don't, because vocally she's not the strongest. Like visually, she probably has one of the strongest visual performances. They have managed to get away from all of the sun drama. But I don't think vocally she is strong enough to win it.
Overall, I don't see this winning, just because there's a lot of strong competition that she's up against. And I want to say better vocals, not that her vocals are bad, but I think, because her choreo is so demanding, it's obviously very difficult to hold your vocal when you're doing all that she's doing.
Mert, you don't understand English? Well, but still, welcome to the live stream. We're happy you're here. We have had winners with no strong voices.
True.
That is true. It's going to go down to depend on what juries want to
vote
for what? Reward, exactly. Because the televote would love this. I could maybe see this winning the televote.
Yeah, me too. And obviously, it's not just about the vocals. You've got to consider the whole package that you're seeing in those 3 minutes as well. And I do think Spain has a good package this year.
Yeah, Emma, that's really true. Chanel's placement will come to the Eurovoxx because it will be depending on what they want to Stuart, who is eating on the corner, will want to favor. Everyone is eating! Everyone is eating behind the camera. There's like an Italian food fest party going on. No, not now. Maybe in a little bit. I can't eat and talk at the same time. People have seen enough of that. You don't like her voice. She's a good dancer and performer, but her vocals aren't good. You think winner Spain Chanel Mert? I think, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very divisive song and performance, for sure.
Yeah, but if it wins, I wouldn't be surprised. If it doesn't win, I wouldn't be surprised either.
But either way, she's going to get Spain's best result for a long time.
If she's right after a dramaturg song in the final, it's a good chance for a top 5 for Chanel. It definitely. We're speculating a lot, but we will not know. We will have a clear idea once we see the final running order, because that is going to either make or break the actual.
And I think there are some songs this year that are going to rely quite a lot on where they're placed, whereas for other songs maybe it wouldn't make too much of a difference.
I see Chanel in top 3, no doubt about that. Can you tell us something other guest performance? We don't know yet about the guest performances apart that it's Måneskin and Il Volo.
There'll be Dardust in semi-final 1. I believe,
Last take on Chanel. Let's embrace this. Let's drink. She's always ready, definitely.
mostrárselo. Take a video, watch some more. Put it in money, you want more. Voy a bajarlo hasta suelo. If the way she could do this dembow. Así loco, take a video, watch some more. Te gusta todo lo que tengo, te puse la cara, el jugo de mango, se te dijera.
Resetting this must be quite the feat.
Yeah.
It's really putting her together again.
Yeah. Putting the coat on, the hairdo again.
No te confundas, yo siempre estoy ready. A romper caderas, romper corazones, solo ese que nubla. No hay imitaciones. Si aún no me tengo en el toque, mostrárselo. Take a video, watch some more. Put it in money, you want more. Yeah. Voy a bajarlo hasta suelo. If the way she could do this dembow. Hey, that's a loco.
This is definitely a visual dance performance,
Yeah.
more than a song. It's an experience, let's put it this way.
Oh, we got some pyro this time.
Oh, a curtain of
Sparkles.
sparkles.
That's cool.
Yeah, the biggest changes in choreo come at the very end. I'm gonna say, find out for yourself. It's all very, very well done. Just executed just as
And
well as
pyro,
everything
and
else.
pyro, and now pyro. Yay!
Ooh, what a finish.
That's a fantastic finish. Well done, Spanish television, for actually stepping it up this year.
Mhm. And now we're seeing Italy's postcards.
Oh, it's so much fun.
But we have the last of the big five coming on, Germany.
Oh,
Yes.
true, we're not over yet.
One last one, and then we will have seen every rehearsal.
Can't believe it's already this time. I mean,
Yeah.
this time last week, like everything was just beginning, and like the week's gone so quickly.
Yeah, this is more or less the halfway point because it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Finals in a week from now.
Yeah, take a video, watch it slow mo. No, that's mine.
So once again, after the postcard, there's always time for them to set up. Germany is our last
Do you want to
performance that we're
switch
seeing.
positions?
Sure. Coming.
Take a video, watch it slow mo. Body hypnotic, like you want more.
But yes, so what we know from Germany is that he's going to be there on stage with his instruments.
Yeah,
That's about it.
pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
the TikTok clip, which is very hard to say.
Tick-tock,
TikTok,
TikTok clip. Yeah, the clip we did see, was it yesterday, I think, or the day before?
Thursday, so the day
was
before.
literally like a few seconds, and we just see him hitting that, what was it called again? That drum
pad.
pad. There's guitars, there's other like drums that are not drum pads, just normal drums.
There are.
I think so. I'm sure I remember seeing that, unless I'm imagining things.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, Malik Harris has a lot of instruments on stage with him. And I presume he would play all of them at some point. He would just go from one to the other.
Let's respond to some of these questions. Mert is asking, when is Spain's rehearsal? Sadly, you just missed it. We just now saw the end of their third take. It was very solid. Some surprises in there, some changes with the recorded
Choreo.
track, an enhanced choreo, and a few magic tricks.
Yes. Too many trumpets, like a Spanish paso of bull fighting and so on.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that we noticed
Yeah.
when we saw her outfit. It is very matador
Very
inspired.
torera.
Torera.
But it's, I feel
Chanel,
like it's
Chanel,
Chanel Torera.
Her last name is also like
Terrero.
very similar. Terrero.
Chanel Terrero.
Terrero la Torera.
Chanel Terrero la Torera. Chanel Terrero la Torera.
Anyway, enough of our nonsense.
What? It's never enough. Never enough.
Gianluca is asking, are there any journalists in the arena during these rehearsals? Yes.
Yes.
We are not there because this year has been a bit different for how they've done press accreditation, and our team has it, but not all of our team has it.
Exactly.
Not quite as much as before.
Other years.
But Andy is there, and he's going to be.
No se confundan.
Yeah, no se confunda a Andy.
Señoras y señores. Yeah, don't mistake him for Chanel.
Mhm.
I know
Robbie-
it's hard to do, but he's not Chanel.
Sorry, my mouse is having a funny moment right now. Let's switch to the trackpad then. Robbie's saying it feels like the rehearsals are finishing early. I mean, earlier than typically.
Well,
They are on time.
I mean, if you're talking about today, it's because we've only got 5 countries rather than like
Than 6.
and however many we've had before.
Oh yeah, 15.
Yeah,
So yeah. Today is a shorter day for us at least.
but typically rehearsals tend to finish on Saturday anyway,
Exactly.
ahead of the opening ceremony tomorrow.
Yes. And the opening ceremony. You guys have been to the opening ceremony
Yes.
many times.
I
right?
mean, we've been
That's the
to
carpet.
the red carpet part or
Mhm.
whatever color carpet it is.
Justina, with reference to Chanel, I understand singing while dancing is devilishly difficult, but she's out of breath. I don't like her singing. I don't think. I think she sings very well considering
Yeah, like
everything.
she's not known to be a singer. I think this is she's done some musicals, but she's mostly known for being a dancer and an actress. So I think it's a commendable effort that she's doing.
Totally. No, yeah. I mean, more than commendable. I think it's very, very
It's
well
a
done.
hats off.
Yeah,
situation.
absolutely. I mean, I guess it depends on what you are like, what standard you're holding. Because, I mean, it's professional.
It's professional.
It is
That's
absolutely
the concept.
professional.
It's professional and competitive, and that's all I wanted in a Spanish song.
Yeah, and we also get some variations. For those of you who missed the Spanish rehearsal, we do get some variations in the vocals as well. So there, yeah, I mean, it's very, very well done.
Indeed.
Yeah. Emo saying, I'll be very honest, it's been so long since we had the big 5, or may I say big 4, excluding Germany, doing well altogether, that we fans are overexcited. I'm really curious how they will do. I mean, certainly there is a bit of, I think, yeah, there is a bit of overexcitement, but I mean, I have to
Can't
say,
blame us.
but I mean, Spain, great as always, as we've seen from day one at Benidorm Fest. UK, like
Really
that,
hit this year.
really and truly. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
No, don't read into that too much. No, it is honestly, it's
It's a
really
great effort.
really great effort, really magnetic performance, I would
And
say.
I think our efforts will pay off in the end.
Definitely. I think they could pay off big time. Alexandra saying, I think from the big 5, the UK was definitely the best, top 5 for sure. I might actually agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because the vocals are there and the staging is there. And you can argue that in the rest of the big 5, those 2 elements might not be there together.
I mean, I think based on the staging, I think UK and Spain have just killed it this year. But then when I consider vocals, I would probably choose UK over Spain in this case.
Gianluca asking, are the big 5 going to perform during the semifinals or only on next Saturday? So they perform properly on one of the rehearsal nights.
But the videos are shown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So in the show, if you watch the semifinal, you will see a snippet of those. They do post the full performance that they do in those rehearsals on YouTube, so you can watch them in full before the actual final. But then on the final, that's when they're performing to compete. That's the only time. And yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're not actually competing in the semis, but the viewers get to see a little bit of, which I think is a good idea because they never used to do this in the past. And I think it's a great way because obviously some people have the impression that with the semi-finalists that qualify, you get to see their performance twice, but the finalists you're only seeing once. So I think it's nice that it's kind of they're more on the same level as the semi-finalists.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say on the same level, but it's as close as you can get
Yeah.
because otherwise they would, if they were truly on the same level, there would
Well,
be no
yeah.
Big Five. But yeah, it is a way of at least revealing the performance.
Yeah.
Before the actual performance that matters. And I think nowadays it's a bit because a lot of people are betting on it, and it's also an opportunity for the broadcaster to show the kind of effort that they've been putting into it. It's become a little bit more necessary.
I'm up in space now.
Excuse me. Bubble Pirate is saying, I'd like to see Aqua participate for Denmark
I would
next
love
year.
that.
They were an interval act.
They were in
And I think
2001.
they tried to, and they were competing at some point, I think, in a national final.
Oh,
Really?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, I
might
don't
be
know about
off,
that.
But, I love Barbie Girl.
Who doesn't?
Actually,
That's a novelty song.
Simple Plan from Canada did a cover of Barbie Girl.
wow.
Oh, did they?
In Sum 41 too.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Seems a lot of people love Barbie Girl. Gianluca, in the end, you still prefer Cornelia. I do too, on a personal level, based on everything, all the songs that we're seeing today. Like, yeah, on a personal level, I still prefer Cornelia, and she's still a contender for the win. I think we have some contenders for the win that
We
we've
have
seen
so many
today.
contenders for the win.
I mean, now we've seen, well, except
Everyone.
for Germany, now we've pretty much seen all of the first and second rehearsals. I'm realizing just how strong this year is and just how difficult it's going to be for everyone.
Oh, and this is also interesting. We're also getting the draws for the Big Five after the press rehearsals.
I am just praying with all my heart that we are second half and that we are not performing like in a bad spot. We're not last on.
So what we do know from people who have seen the press conferences is that France will be performing in the first half.
I could potentially see this opening the show.
I was thinking about
Yeah.
that. I mean, I think there are other options because this one
Depending on
maybe
who qualifies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're going to be getting really energetic songs that come through. It could be an opener, I would say. And so they're going to be having their press conferences in the order of rehearsals. So then Italy would be drawing next. Maybe could we check the schedule to see? So if we weren't watching rehearsals, we could also be watching the press conferences. Oh, so they're doing their press conference right now.
Yes.
And they should be drawing their half. Or actually, no, with Italy, they're the host, so they have to draw their actual position.
Oh my gosh. So exciting.
We might be able to get that on another computer.
Do you want me to go back to the...
No.
Okay.
We'll stay here because we are waiting for Germany.
Yeah. But it looks like things are happening on stage.
Yes.
We already see the half in which France and
first half for France,
and also the UK.
Oh,
we
the
don't
UK
know
is.
yet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I've seen on Twitter, but maybe it's not true.
Well,
Well,
because they would be doing their press conferences in order for of the rehearsals, and
Okay,
UK
so
was
maybe
third.
not. France is surely
first.
first
Yeah.
half.
And
Italy
now
is
the
first
press
half.
conference is for Italy.
But do you know?
Come on in.
Yes, how many places that, like, for the Big Five, it is possible that everybody is in the first half, no?
It's possible.
Oh yes.
Because it's just a random draw.
Or there are some,
That's the question though, because it's like if there's only five, if it's a pot of like exactly five, then they would probably divide it.
Yeah, I was
in some
thinking
way.
that maybe in the ball there are 2 first half and 2 second half, since Italy has
I
just
think
drawn.
they
Yeah.
have
first
more
half,
than
9
5 in the
plays
poll.
in the
Right.
final.
Okay. So we know that Italy is 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
We already knew.
Right. Okay. I don't know. There's been a lot of news, and I've been doing other things.
Italy is 9th in the grand final.
Okay, that much we know. So then it would be the UK that we have to find
France
out
is
about
in
next.
the first half, and then we have to see the UK, because now the press conference is about Italy now.
Mhm.
Is going on.
So that is still yet to come. But let us know. We do have. I saw at least one comment for someone who is excited for Germany, which is good. I mean, honestly, I would like to see an elevation. I think what we saw was from the TikTok was that there could be an elevation there at least. I'm not sure.
The staging looks really simple from what I've seen.
Yeah, which is like if it's if it's simple and he's at the center of it and he's being really magnetic, which I think he can be, then I think that would be good. Is it going to be a big game changer? Probably not.
No.
But we are seeing some lights coming on and off.
Let's hope for at least not last place.
Yeah.
Because I just like the song is nothing special for me, but in general, his attitude and the effort that he puts in are not screaming last place.
No, but I mean,
it's definitely a credible entry. He seems like a great performer, and he's got a good song behind him. And I don't think is deserving of last place.
But would he be in the final if Germany was not an automatic qualifier?
Probably not.
I think he would struggle.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, which is the
main question when we are actually analyzing the big five entries. So if we think that he's not going to qualify, maybe he's screaming last place.
Maybe, I don't know. The other thing to consider, which I've mentioned a few times, is that the audience in the semifinal is different from the grand final. Obviously, like it's much bigger in the grand final. But the one thing that I've always wondered is how much of the fan vote is actually represented in the semifinal, and because like how many people do you know? For those of you who like know people who watch Eurovision in any regard, will also watch the semifinals.
No. The majority watch the final.
Yeah, of all of my kind of like non-Eurovision friends, they will just watch the final.
Yeah, exactly. Or even not that.
Yeah.
Like my friends that do not watch Eurovision.
Like I have some that will watch it, but I try to get them to watch the semis, but they're like, "Oh, that's too much Eurovision."
And then of course everything is in the semifinals linked with which kind of countries vote, like the countries voting.
Yes, exactly.
So we have a fandom that is completely like the voting in the semifinal is completely different from what we get in the final, because in the final also we have those countries that do not pass to the finals that can vote.
Yeah, exactly. It's a much larger pool.
Yeah. But I don't see like a lot of people supporting Germany in general.
I do think what I was saying before is that if Austria could give Jendrik points last year, I think Austria might feel nice enough about that.
Like I know that Eurovision should be apolitical, but in general, like countries tend to stick a little bit to friendship, at least like how it is.
We are seeing Latvia's postcard.
Merano is beautiful.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Merano is beautiful.
Where in the? I assume that's the north because of the.
Yeah,
mountains.
Merano is. I think it's in Trentino Adige, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
All right. So again, as this is the first rehearsal, we're probably not going to be too detailed with our comments. We're going to be
but as like finishing what I was saying before, like I see the Central European bloc voting for something different than Germany, maybe for Czech Republic.
Yeah.
That's true. Because Czech Republic was amazing.
It's good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It looked very cool. Cool is the vibe that I get from
Here the
Czech
projection
Republic.
a lot better than Spanish. The Spanish projection. The Latvian.
Oh, right. Yeah. Some of them are better than others. Okay, Germany.
We used to be the rock stars. I never thought I'd know hard until this thing we call lifestyle.
She's on the piano.
I wish there was a way to go back dreaming, remembering it so hard. When time is moving so fast, wish there was a way to know the good old days before we all just leave on. I try getting rid of the pain, I try to make it go away, but
I like this.
The vibe that I see, I actually think fits.
Yeah,
It's a nice setup.
Yeah, it's a softer lighting. It's an orange glow.
It's faking the loop station.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. There were real drums.
Yeah.
Told you so. I like the carpet on stage.
I love the lighting here.
Voices in my head, they keep saying it'll never be good. Look where we are. We used to be the rock stars.
Vocals are on point.
Never thought it no hard until this thing we call lifestyle. I wish there was a way to go back dreaming, remembering it so hard. When time is moving so fast, wish there was a
This looks pretty good.
Staging wise is such an improvement for Germany.
Very cinematic.
No LEDs for now, just lights.
It's always been an underbody guess. It finds a way and nonetheless, wish I could change my address.
Everything is with a Steadicam here.
Although I'm pretty sure we'll feel the same kind of way. Because if you think about it, aren't we all set in a place where we look back at better days and wish they weren't so far away? I wish that I could just go back to the way I was. I wish I still not give a damn with how I come across. I wish the way I saw myself had never gotten lost.
I think they are going to change a little bit in the second half of the song.
Yeah, they will.
He's really good for that
This
round.
is good.
Yeah.
No, this is not last place. No, this is not last place. No, this is good. Really dark, huh?
Quite dark. Nice.
Remembering it so hard when time is moving so fast. Wish there was a way to know that the good old days before we all just leave on.
Well done.
Yeah.
Better than expected.
Yeah.
Well done.
From a staging point of view, I feel like that's
Yeah.
exactly what the song needed.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It-
not complicated. It's focused on him. And you know, we get the variation of him kind of going around to the different instruments, and as you say, he's kind of faking the looping,
Loop
but
station,
it seems very
Yeah.
passable. Like, you know, if you didn't know
But I
that.
really like the fact that we have all these instruments, even if he doesn't use all of them.
Yeah.
But actually, it makes it is almost seeming that we are in a
In
a
his-
gig,
his-
in a
Yeah.
musical gig.
Actually, I feel it for me. It's more like this is his recording space,
Yes.
and you know he's
Yes.
you know talking about being a
Exactly.
rock star and or used to be a rock star, and it's kind of like him trying to relive that life, but he's
Yes.
stuck in
Yes.
his
Yeah.
you know living room or whatever,
Mhm.
and especially because as you pointed out, there's carpet on the
Yeah.
ground. Yeah, honestly, this looks
It-
pretty good.
Like the staging's really elevated the song, I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they nailed it, I would say.
Mhm. So, and you know, we were talking about, is this going to come last because it's a pre-qualified country that is, you know, not getting the reception that the other pre-qualified
Mhm.
countries do. And I'm going to say that I don't think that the bottom five the points will be so low. I think that it could be
Mhm.
kind of like 2018,
Let's hope.
where even in the bottom five, I think like the average was 40, 50
Yeah.
I
points.
actually don't see the same televote appeal that we had last year in general, so I don't see a lot of 0 points from the televote this year
Mhm.
because we have actually acts this year that scream a lot of televote points.
Yeah.
Like for example, Ukraine, Spain, maybe the UK,
Mhm.
but
Norway.
Norway.
Did you say the UK?
Yeah.
Oh, is in sorry. I thought you're arguing those for 0 points.
No. I see a lot of
Not this
potential acts adding a lot of points in the televote, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
see the same, that happened last year that
That it being
acts
so top heavy.
suck
Yeah.
a lot of televote points from others that
Yeah.
maybe received votes but didn't like they were not
A
enough.
percentage,
They were not
They didn't make
enough.
enough percentage.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty solid. What are you
But
saying?
yeah, the thing that I was saying before is that maybe the central European bloc
Mhm.
will rely on other acts for me. For example, for me, the Central European will go with the Czech Republic this year.
Ooh, interesting.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
But
me,
but they also have 9 other sets of points to
Romania.
give.
what?
They have 9 other sets of points to give per country.
Poland
Technically
better
18.
than-
Yeah.
Poland is better.
Because I see Austria taking a little bit of a televote, but they need to improve the vocals.
Indeed.
Celia is saying it's not bad. It's just missing that extra punch. I like the
Yeah.
impact just isn't there for many. I don't know. I feel like it's not as impactful as a
No.
lot of other songs, and
No.
that could ultimately mean that this ends up towards the bottom.
I think we didn't have any expectations at all,
Mhm.
and that's why we are so
Mhm.
maybe hyping Germany so much.
that's
We
the-
really had
That's the
no-
contrary of what happened with us with Italy. We were expecting a lot, and then we got what we got, and then maybe our expectations were really high. But this, we didn't have expectations.
Yes.
Sure, and that's fair, but I also think that we are still having the other performances that we've seen in mind, and there is a comparison, and that's really what it comes down to when you are getting points, because it's not just about how you are, what the merits are of your own song.
Yeah.
It's how does your song compare to the
Of
rest.
course, this is a competition, so you have to compare to other acts.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, I think that there are certainly acts that do not look this good and do not sound this good. Maybe they have better songs, like songs that are more impactful.
Musically speaking, this is actually musically speaking is actually not so relevant, not so appealing.
Mhm.
But staging wise, they stage it pretty much according to, I think, what he wanted.
Yeah.
And I think that he should be proud of this.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like one thing that can kind of save a song that is maybe not as appreciated is if the performer is able to sell it. And I feel like he is selling it pretty well.
He
Like, he
sounded
does have
pretty well.
Yeah, he has a great stage
Mhm.
presence, to be fair.
Emmo's saying, I believe many of the people who do not watch the semis by choice do not give the effort or money to vote. Yeah, well, I also think about that a lot, like who actually drops the money on voting, because it's definitely not everybody that watches. And the people who do vote, they probably only so many of them probably vote the maximum amount of times, or even like multiple times, right? So there's there's so many questions,
there's so many variables,
infinite possibilities.
This, there are so many variables, but I just don't see this coming last.
I don't either. I don't think.
Well, it's not my cup of tea. Like this I've never listened to this song fully, actually. But I have to say that this is a great effort from Germany as well.
It is.
It's actually something that we never saw from Germany, and I think that even if the national final was a letdown in general, this is actually something tasteful, at least tasteful.
Yeah. And I mean, certainly that national final was something.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was one of the two songs that were really like the only options, and now seeing it here on this stage, it is elevated. So yeah.
Yeah, I was with anxiety.
Anxiety. Yeah.
I was with anxiety back there, but of course
anxious.
Anxious.
Yeah, because rather than saying with anxiety, you were anxious.
No, the song.
Oh, you were with the song.
No, I was with anxiety. It was what was her name?
Felicia Lu.
Yes.
I was with her, but in general, the German national selection was just poppy songs. So you didn't have anything completely different. This is actually something a little bit different from what we got in the national selection. So but I don't see this coming last, actually.
What else are you saying? To be fair, Germany was the first big five to win in the new era of Eurovision. Yes, they were. Let's see it happen sometime again, so that they can, be in contention with the rest of them.
I would really be delighted and happy with another big five win, because we saw that Italy won last year, so there is the intention of the big five to do better this year, and this would mean so much for in general the Eurovision community, seeing that the automatic qualifiers are actually putting an effort.
Yeah.
So, and of course, without them, Eurovision may probably not exist. So we need them. We need in general. we need
their money.
Their money, yes, yes. I'm not sure how much money Italy usually gives. I think that
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Well, yeah, it has to be if
it's more than other countries.
Vincent F saying, Samuele, I thought you were going to let your hair loose today.
No, not today. Not today. If Italy reaches the top 5.
You got to give us some of that Pantene Pro V action. We'll shoot it in slow-mo.
You shoot it in slow-mo, yeah.
Celia is saying...
Vincent is actually one of my fans.
Oh, is that so? It shows. Anxiety was my favorite too, but Rockstars was actually the strongest live. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Anxiety live didn't quite work, unfortunately. No. But I mean, there were a number of songs that didn't work live from the national selection.
Apart from people actually forgetting their own lyrics.
Two acts had done that.
That is actually right now is a Eurovision meme.
Oh yeah. I know. Mark is saying the UK for me could be the biggest surprise of winning Eurovision 2022. Last place last year, this year the winner. Yeah.
Yeah, that would certainly be like, I mean, what a glow up and a jump that would be from 2 last places to suddenly like winning.
Yeah. We have gone to the loop, which all right, we're gonna sort that out. We're gonna try and get back into the rehearsal room. Gianluca saying last place for Germany would be so unfair.
Yeah,
Mir is saying the clip for France is up. So for those of you who'd like to see a little bit,
I'm going to
France,
see it because I didn't see it.
So let's see if we can get this working again. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like they might be ready to go soon.
No, I went backstage.
All right. But please take it. But take a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. So we're getting take 2 of Germany. Here, come over here so you can at least see it. We'll frame you out if you don't want to be on screen. We've met Nicoletta for the first time today, and she's very lovely. She brought us focaccia and pasta.
No, pesto.
Pesto. Oh, pesto.
That's where I'm from.
Can you, if you know anything about Italian cuisine, can you guess where she's from if she's brought pesto and focaccia?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure why there's all these instruments on stage if no one's using them.
Well,
like it's a bit strange.
Like we were saying, it's more of the atmosphere, right? It's not necessary for him to be playing them all because again, it's just him, and he's showing that he's using looping pads and samplers and all that. And you've got like a guitar case down there. You've got an amp, and it's more about kind of communicating this idea of him being at home, performing to himself.
Yeah. Okay.
It is a very steady cam heavy performance, especially the first part.
The lighting is beautiful in this part. Its only purpose is convincing me that I'm a mess. Even though it's always been an unavowed guess, it finds a way and nonetheless wish I could change my address. Just be somebody else for a couple of days. Although I'm pretty sure we don't feel the same kind of way. Because if you think about it, aren't we all set in a place when we look back at better days and wish they weren't so far away? I wish that I could just go back and be the way I was.
The rap is probably going to be a deal breaker for some people.
But I mean, here it sounds great. Or do a restart and be who we are? We used to be the rock stars. We never thought of no harm until this thing we call life.
So it's essentially all Steadicam up until the very final chorus. Then we start getting more wide shots.
I'm very impressed by his vocals.
Remembering it so hard when time is moving so fast. Wish there was a way to know the good old days before we all just leave on.
Yeah, I do really like the just simple lighting.
Yes.
One thing that I always mentioned, which is a real preference of mine, is having light with detail. So having some shadows, maybe a bit of color on it as well. And you get that here. This is another Marvin Dietman Dan Shipton project. So it shows because they know cinematography, I would say. Not all stage directors are real cinematographers. Some are more choreographers, some are more
creative characters.
Kind of general artists. Yeah. But it really shows that these are TV people, and it does elevate the performance quite a bit. Amir says, every time I hear the song, I expect Dido to turn up and sing along. Do you know that song?
No, but I know Eminem.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know the song I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. Stan. Speaking of Stan, how about Eurovision culture? Am I right?
Oh yes.
Oh boy. Hello, Jan Johnson. His voice is much better. Yeah, I mean, I feel like his vocal performances have been pretty good overall.
And I feel like he's really selling the song on stage.
Celia saying abandoned instruments as in we used to be rock stars.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh, that's so clever.
Frederic has guessed correctly about where Nicoletta is from. It is
Congratulations.
Genova, or as we say, Genoa. Celia saying the UK could win Eurovision this year, and casual UK viewers would say it's politics.
No comment.
UK is first half.
No. Okay, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
If we are first half, I'm thinking because we have such a big prop that would take time to put together and dismantle, possibly coming sort of at the end of the first half before the break, maybe could be an option.
Yeah, I suppose it just depends on what comes before that.
Yeah.
If they're also moving other big props up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, like later is better, but I think it's gonna get a good score.
I mean, to be fair though, Duncan Lawrence was first half and he won.
Duncan was first half.
So
Salvador was first half.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Do you know any others first half winners?
On the spot, I don't remember, but I'm sure there were someone else.
Mons in 2015.
Mons. Wait, was he first half?
He was.
Oh yeah, he must have been like 9th or 10th. Or...
Yeah, he was sort of later first half.
Okay. And that, I mean, the producers kind of sense that too. They you can tell that they have an idea of which ones are the standouts, and they, I mean, maybe you could call it strategically placed, and you could also always make that argument about, you know, does one thing, like sort of chicken and the egg argument, which one originates the the score.
But I mean, you know, in all fairness though, we have a great song, a great singer, and a great staging. So wherever we're performing, I still think we have the chance to do well.
Gianluca asking, which city is the postcard of Italy? Take a guess. I'm sure you won't have to look too far. Yes, see, just saw the rehearsal clip of France, one of the best stages this edition, and very well executed. I don't particularly agree.
It's
but
a commendable effort.
Yeah. I mean, I think still a bit messy and chaotic, but from like a conceptual point of view, I've always loved the colors. I mean, black and green, and the orange glow of the fire too. Very nice visuals.
And I guess, like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking of the casual viewer, maybe they won't.
Okay.
Why do you do this to me? Anyway, moving on. Yeah, because obviously, like, you have a background in like TV and production and stuff, but a lot of casual viewers maybe won't have that. So I guess for some people, they will just look at it and think, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the idea is not necessarily, like, obviously, you know, what we're looking for is feeling.
Yeah.
And the feeling is stuff that has to be felt by everyone. And when we talk about technical things, here's some winning. When we talk about those technical things, it relates to the feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, the audience might not be conscious of those things because, you know, they come in with you know, whatever their point of view is, but ultimately there are certain techniques that affect that feeling, and that's really what you're trying to get after. Anyway, we're getting a third and final rehearsal of Germany, and then we're done for the day.
France is great.
Is it?
And Italy's on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Wish there was a way to go back dreaming. Remembering it so hard. When time is moving so fast. Wish there was a way to know the moving. The good old days before we all just leave on. Oh, I can't hear him.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
He did one hit of his drum pad, and
It's, you know, it's funny because in the UK's in one of their rehearsals, the sound had cut out, and Sam had kind of noticed and was like, oh, and I think it sounds like that's what happened here too. In the last few days, there's been a lot more stopping, unfortunately.
but don't fear, because on the night it will be all right.
Paolo, nice to see you. Someone fill me in. How is the UK? I've been hearing but nothing but good things on Twitter.
The UK was incredible.
Very good.
I mean, the big prop that we have works great in my opinion. The lighting that we have, Sam's kind of look and sound is great.
Definitely.
It could be coming home, Paolo.
Third rehearsal of Germany.
Take two.
Take two.
Never thought of no heart until this thing we call lifestyle. And I wish there was a way to go back dreaming, remembering it so hard. When time is moving so fast, wish there was a way to know about.
This is a rumor.
The good old days before we all just found. I try getting rid of the pain. I try to make it go away, but it probably won't change. Always thinking about my own words. Remember back when we had no words. Our life just ain't hitting the same. I sit and miss and reminisce about innocent old days when I was afraid of nobody. Now I'm afraid of being a nobody. Don't wanna leave my bed, I just stay and never get it together.
I think another thing about this song is that it does still appeal to a demographic. Like this style of song is still popular. Maybe not with this kind of acoustic soundscape, but there is an audience for it.
Yeah, like modern radio friendly for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I got this kind of sting that's trying to sound my chest. Its only purpose is convincing me that I'm a mess. Even though it's always been an unembodied guess, it finds a way and nonetheless wish I could change my address. You know, just be somebody else.
It's funny, Gianluca's telling you need to stand up and stretch your legs for a bit. And as soon as you said that, I was like, I feel the same way.
So far away. I wish that I could just go back and be the way I was. I wish I still not give a damn with how I come across. I wish the way I saw myself had never gotten lost in all the worries, all the thoughts, all the thinking, all the
this light changes. Yeah.
It works.
Mm-hmm. Lighting is more dynamic for the rap. Strobing effect.
It's really quite like heavy in the rap bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do a restart and be who we are. We used to be the rock stars. Never thought of no heart until this thing we call lifestyle. I wish there was a way to go back dreaming, remembering it so hard. When time is moving so fast, wish there was a way to know that. The good old days before we all just leave us. We used to be the rock stand away. We used to be the rock stand away. We used to be the rock stars. We used to be the rock stars, remembering it so hard. When time is moving so fast, wish there was a way to know the good old days before we all just leave on. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You can't hear you, Jess. But yeah, okay, so that was our last rehearsal for the day. Can you believe we're done?
Our last rehearsal, ever for this year. Well, as in
as in the allotted time rehearsal. But yeah, I think we might as well wrap it up. I don't even need to ask you what your favorite was. Somebody, what was your favorite from today?
Spain.
Spain, okay. Nicoletta, what was your favorite?
I only saw. You can turn if you want.
Okay, yeah.
It's weird if I just speak outside of the camera. I only watched Germany, and I really liked it.
Yeah?
It surprised me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it.
While we have you, tell us a little bit about your favorites this year. What's your favorite song this year? Moldova, really?
Good
choice.
choice.
I haven't heard anyone say that as their favorite yet.
Also Austria and France. I know they are not really the main choice, but I really like those three.
That's fine. My favorite is Serbia this year. No, have your favorite song and don't feel any guilt about it. No. But anyway, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us for all of these rehearsals. Let's get everybody in for the ending, and I'll move over a little bit. Of course, we are still going to be bringing you all kinds of interviews and more coverage. We're going to be talking about qualifiers for the semifinals pretty soon. Our team is having
growing.
the biggest, probably the biggest presence that
definitely
you've ever had at a Eurovision event. So we're really excited about that, to meet the lovely people in person. And we would love for you to join us for that. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to Eurovoxx, because we are following all the action and we want to know what you have to say about this year. Who are your choices for winners? Who are the songs that you just like and listen to on a regular basis? And excuse me, what are you most excited about? Whether it's a song, whether it's a moment, whether it's the results reveal, just let us know. Let us know in the comments if you're watching this after the fact. And I think that will be it for today.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice to be finishing around lunchtime. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, and we will see you all very soon.
Bye.